Hi, this is CS to go with Code Savvy. This is week 6 intermediate. This week we'll be using Python for our exercises. I enjoy using Python for a variety of different use cases such as web development, scripting, or data science. Hi, I'm Nev. In addition to my day job as a data scientist, I enjoy mentoring for Technovation. Today we'll be creating a game in honor of your favorite story. We'll learn how to create a game of charades and also use a local database to retrieve the characters.
There are lots of ways to develop your Python application. You can use a desktop IDE such as PyCharm, a browser IDE such as Replit, or the command line. I'll start by walking through the code in my PyCharm project and end with a quick demo in Replit for anyone who doesn't want to set up their local environment. I will not be spending too much time on setting up PyCharm or any of this local setup, but there's lots of great resources out there. With PyCharm, I created a brand new project, named it Code Savvy, and created 3 files, characters.csv, db.py, and main.py. Let's take a look at the dbsetup.py file. This file will help us interact with a local database. I'm using SQLite today. SQLite is a lightweight disk-based database. Basically, that means that it's small enough where you can save the data on your local machine or laptop. In our example, we started by creating a function. In this function, we will be creating the database and saving the data. Before we create our database, let's look at the data that we want to save. CSV file, we have 3 columns, code, movie, and character. There's 2 movies, Frozen and Toy Story, each corresponding with a code. For each movie, there's 5 characters listed that we'll be using for our game. Back to the DB setup file. First, similar to the example in the documentation, we'll create a new charades database. We will connect to it, then we'll create a table and name it movie characters, and then these are the 3 columns that we want to save: code, movie, and character. The code column, remember, is a number column, so the type of information data that we are storing is integer. The movie is a text field, and same with character. Once the table has been created, we wanted to add some data to it. Then we'll read the data from the CSV file that we created before we insert it to the database. We'll read it by opening the CSV file for read only, and then we will load it into the reader object. From the reader object, we want to convert to a list. And the list, each row of the list will have a tuple, code, movie, and character. Once we have read that, we will insert into the movie characters table that we created above. The 3 columns that we will be inserting are into the code, the movie, and the character. And then the values that we will be inserting, so the actual data, will come from this list. Since we created a list of tuples with the code, movie, and the character, they'll correspond and align to the code, movie, and character columns of the database. They're passed in with these question marks, so we don't have to manually write each one of the inserts separately. This execute menu will insert all of the 10 records at once, instead of having 10 execute commands with insert into. Then we will make sure that we save off the inserts and close our connection to the database. Now let's look at the read function. This is defined as above with the def keyword for the function, but unlike above, there is a parameter that we're passing in. We only want to read the information about the movie that we have selected. Similar to above, we're again going to connect to our database. This time we're only going to select, and we only want to select the column character from the same movie characters table from above, with additional filter where code, so remember that's the first column, is equal to whatever the user provided. We're going to collect all the characters, parse it and return it into a list, close the connection to the database, and return this from the function. Thank you for watching today. We're excited to see what you create in honor of your favorite story. Have a great week!